Hello everyone, this is Pre-Production's folio1's presentation. My name is Guo Bingqian. This presentation will involve several sections about this semester pre-production folio. It's around the theme, inspiration, research, planning, schedule, related reference, and brainstorm, character design, environment design, action design, and modeling, coloring, and adjustment. For the first part, is about the source of inspiration. The video games are the product of a combination of reality and imagination, and interact with the players in the process of operating to guide the players to form a unique judgment of the video games. Now, with the fast pace of life, video games are become more and more fast food, and the richness of content is less and less, which gradually divides from the original intention of making games. Therefore, the purpose of this research will be how to fill in more context that can guide players to think in the limited game time, such as some political field and learning field. Thus, the video game will gradually change from the just entertainment product to the information acquisition product to guide players to think and become the media to understand information. According to the bogus narration in persuasive games, the expressive power of video games open a new field for persuasion because of their procedure-based representation mode. They realize a new rhetorical form. Bogus called this new form procedure rhetoric, which is related to the core function of computer, running process and performing role-based symbolic operation. He further pointed out that video games have a unique persuasive power, surpassing other forms of computational persuasion. Video games can not only support exciting sexual and cultural status, but also destroy and change the status, leading to the potential significant long-term social change. After confirming the research direction, I need to determine the theme and how to combine this research direction and the theme. I put my perspective on the current political news, and there happened to be one news that got my attention. That is, the U.S. government announced that it would rejoin the Paris Climate Agreement. And after a series of series, I think this is very good entry point. From this, I searched for academic articles on the environment for reference, like human sapiens transcends the boundaries of the natural adaptation and uses his own wisdom to manage the environment. This obviously caused nature incompatibility. Therefore, human sapiens is not just a small space of the Earth, and the Earth has its own purification system. What we have to do is not only to produce the concept of protecting nature, but also to protect our human rights and ourselves. Hence, after I did a thorough investigation of the information, I decided to choose the theme of protecting environment. This careless list what I will consider and produce in this pre-production. Since I am a complete novice and my bachelor degree has a little relevance to this area, I may encounter many problems in the production process. For example, the software involved, I need to learn how to use it, how to make the effect I want, the format of input and output. I might try 2D and 3D information, both of which are very new to me, but I need to constantly experiment to choose which finished product works best. It is difficult for me to control for beginners, and it is difficult to mentor some details simply by reducing the phases like you use the brush. Therefore, the display effect of exporting to the other software such as Maya C4D and 3D Max might be unsatisfactory due to the high number of phases. At this time, I need to choose to reproduce or wait to proficient practice before proceeding to the next step. In addition, it may be necessary to integrate various parts and characters into the productions of the scenes and the camera placement, angles, and rendering. Those are a bit unfamiliar for me, and the model need to be exported and input to the corresponding software. Although each software has certain functions, I hope that the best works can be adjusted through the experiment. And there are a lot of photos around my subject, and I collect them for inspiration. It's about color, about composition, about my scene. And for the time planning, there are 34 days in total from the first day of the course to the day before the assessment deadline. The following table is my general plan for this project. And for my brainstorm, the significance of this international convention lies in the fact that human beings have taken the initiative to realize how much global warming will affect the Earth in the future. For example, glacier will melt, sea level will rise, and some coast cities might disappear because it has most number is and non-aggressive lives on the glacier and looks cute. I choose to use penguins as a character in my story. And also the penguins of Madagascar. They tell the story that the four brave penguins join hands to defeat the Dr. Brian, and Brent prevent him from destroying the world. So because of such excellent animated films, I think it is of a great reference value for me who first come into the content with design. To sum up the 2 points, the center of my brainstorming will be around penguins. Here, how I brainstorm. From the underside, I will and you can see this is 4 branch here. The first one is scientific development of mankind, and if not controlled and allowed to develop the pollution, the living conditions of aquatic animals are very dangerous. And second is narratives of a grandpa dead sons about the change in the surrounding environment. In the Atlantic is getting worse and worse. Third one is human might be equivalent as mermaid because the melting of glacier, the world will become an ocean. And last one is in the end, all species have melted into the working corpus, but the Earth will be not affected. It's still running. And domain 2 is I want to combine the 2 branches of the mermaid and the universe to make my animation more fantastic while maintaining deep meaning. Because I saw the peach blossoming in the downstairs on the street, so I thought that there has no way out of the mountains and the rivers but there was still another village. It means that I thought of the biggest fish in the deeper water, the deeper sea. These penguins can solve these problems in their unique way. This way might be related to their ancestors. How to make a sharp contrast between the current reality and the ideal world has become a part of my thinking. A few days later, I got a new idea. This related work is The Little Girl with Matchsticks. It's a fairy tale by Danish fairy tale writer Walter Anderson. He described such fantasy was good wish that people pursued at the time but were difficult to realize. For the character design, There are those common small animals in the North and the South Poles. I hope to get some inspiration about their daily life and movement through the hand-drawn sketch. Like I described since like the one penguin who named Maria traveled to another penguin's Oliver's hometown. The name of the little penguin Maria means there's no pain. Oliver means peace and value emotion. But it still have a little problems here, because the penguin's image in the penguins of Madagascar is too popular. It makes me confused after reference, and I know how to build the basic image of penguins in this project. The design of these features is always not so appropriate. When penguin is thin and small, its legs will become longer and it looks like a duck on the whole. For the environment design, the Maria is in the Brazil environment and Maria's living environment, and also the Maria's sees Oliva's living environment. So there's three environments. And the problems in the actual operation process are a lack of time. Only can complete some sketch in the implant model. And models over here is a penguins of Maria Oliva eye shade because it is the first time to make it. I spent a lot of time learning how modeling software and experienced many failures. When a rendering model of penguin, there is a crack of unknown reason, and it is forced to replace the software to make it again. It took a lot of time to develop UV and math. There's some screenshot of models, generation, penguin, and penguin 2. And the pubs are used by penguins to make their life better. For example, the house spring post and the snow house to keep them from feeling good. Keep away them from feeling good. And the fishing rods and the fishing jars and the fishing rocks for the rich food. Flowers and stones are used to improve the environment and make objects and buildings. For the action design, the problem is because penguins are small and they are not suitable for exciting characters binding templates. In actual operation, it is found that the dye will be penetrated. I don't know what software should be suitable to use to capture the penguins' expression and their emotion, like their action. For the color adjustment, I use this shortest from Momo and this Iceland about those three websites about coloring inspiration gathering. After that, I try to adjust the color that I thought were appropriate. It is easy to compare the effects when put it together. So I have uploaded all the pictures to the Google Drive, but I still have to upload the others links over here, so I will upload it later. So that's all. Thank you.